Hi, I'm Samantha Ossold.
I'm Josh Fick.
And this is our filter video, high and low pass. Here's our LT Spice simulation where we have our alternating current goes into a 1.2K ohm resistor, which then branches into a capacitor, which is 1 microfarad, and meets up with the output of our op-amp. The other branch goes into the inverting output. The non-inverting input is attached to the ground. Here the blue line shows our V output. Our input signal. This is our output signal. It's softer. Output to input.
Alright, this is our concept drawing for our circuit. What we have is we have an AC power source that flows through a 1.2 kilo ohm resistor into the inverting input of our op amp, which then outputs to a 1 microfarad capacitor. And then our non-inverting input is connected to the ground, and the output also goes to our speaker output so we can hear what's passed through the filter. And over before the 1.2 kilo ohm resistor, we also have our speaker input, which is the music coming out of the computer.
Here's a few pictures of our circuit. Here's our LT Spice simulation where we have our alternating current goes through a 1 microfarad capacitor, which then branches into a 1.2K ohm resistor and meets up with the output of our op amp. The other branch goes into the inverting input. The non-inverting input is attached to ground. The graph shows our Vout. Here's our LT Spice simulation where we have our alternating current goes into a 1 microfarad capacitor, which then branches into a 1.2 ohms resistor and meets up with the output of our op amp. The other branch goes into the inverting input and the non-inverting input is attached to ground. The graph shows our Vout, which is in a sine wave. The reason the beginning of the sine wave is so thick is because the capacitor is building up.
Alright, here's our concept drawing for our high-pass filter circuit. It's very similar to the one we showed earlier, except that we basically switched around the 1 microfarad capacitor and the 1.2 kilo ohm resistor. Still the same thing with speaker output and input for the
Our high-pass filter. Here we have it. This is our input, and here I'm going to switch it to the output. Once again, this is the output, and this is the input.
Here are some photos of our circuit for our high-pass filter.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed our video.
Have a great day.
That sounded like a high pass.
Did I say low pass?
Did you?
I swear I said high. I might have said low pass.